All right, it's no secret homeownership is a huge responsibility, and so it may not be for everybody. But I want to talk with you today about some of the top reasons renters give for not buying a home. All right, number one, house prices are too high right now. Okay, you're right. They're high. However, the recent data that we're reading, seeing, polling is showing that the prices may have bottomed out actually. Experts are projecting that the home prices will rise steadily and kind of return to the normal levels of appreciation after 2023. So by purchasing a home, you're going to have an asset that traditionally increases in value over time. Now, if you decide that you want to wait for a dip in the market, that may be your game plan, but there might be other like economic issues that are going to factor into your ability to buy a home should there be a dip in home values. So perhaps interest rates might go even higher, those sorts of things. Okay. The second reason that a renter might give for not buying is that it's cheaper to rent. Possibly. I would argue that rents have risen consistently for several decades. Actually, rents are projected to increase up to 6% this year alone. So a fixed rate mortgage allows you to lock in that payment for the life of the loan, 15 or maybe 30 years. So depending on what your rents are in the area that you live, buying and paying a monthly mortgage payment might actually be less than a monthly rental payment. Okay, this is the most common one I hear from renters thinking about buying. I don't want to deal with repairs. And rest assured, I completely understand that. In homeownership, you are definitely going to have repairs, upkeep, and ongoing maintenance. It's no secret. No one wants to pay for or do repairs, including your landlord, I would say. However, some landlords and leases include the tenant still doing and maintaining some of the basic household things that you would do as a homeowner. So think about the cost of the repairs, the type of the repairs, and whether or not those things are included in your lease agreement. Okay, the next one, house values could go down and I would lose money. Well, I would say that the way that rents have been increasing so steadily over the last several decades, it may make sense to build your own equity rather than the equity of somebody else, which is what you're doing when you're paying rent. So home ownership is a long-term investment. It's not something that you're going to do on a short-term basis. It allows you to build wealth. It allows you to increase your net worth and to become more financially stable. And it is true that home prices have and can go down, but I would ask you, when was the last time that rents went down? Who do you know that is renting and their rent is going down? Just something to think about. Okay, I don't have enough money for a down payment. This is very common. We hear this a lot. Many people think you still have to put 20% down to buy a home, and you actually don't have to do that. FHA, VA, and USDA, if you and or the home qualify, those programs have 0 to 3.5% down options. So again, this depends on whether or not you qualify, but a bigger down payment may be helpful to help you get a lower interest rate or, to lower your payments, but that takes time. And so what you might want to be thinking about is the time that it's going to take you to save up X percent of money to put down. Are the home prices going up and or the interest rates in such a way that you're really not helping yourself by saving for that full 20% down? These are all good things to talk through with your lender. Okay, and probably the most common one that I hear for renters that are trying to decide whether or not to buy is that I want the freedom to move. If you know you won't be in the home for 2 years or more, you might need to be in a little bit more fluid situation. However, if it's about being tied down, like I don't want to be tied down, renting still may not be the best option for you because you've got to sign a lease, you have to pay a penalty or the remainder of the lease if you need to leave quickly for some reason. Selling a home, believe it or not, is not super complicated. It's a big process, but it's not super complicated. And so you might decide that you can go ahead and buy, and if you have to move relatively quickly after a year or two, you can do that. Or maybe you're going to hang on to the house and you want to become a landlord. You're going to own it, you're going to collect rent on it, and you're going to hang on to that asset to build wealth for yourself. So we would love to talk with you more about the home buying process and what's involved. Please give us a call at the Russell Company, and we look forward to talking to you soon.